long as you don't be what God made you, that's the devil's only mission. So he's going to throw opposition in it. And along the way, I don't care who you are, whatever you pursue, you're going to have opposition. But your goals and dreams have to be bigger than your problems. And I always just kept big aspirations and dreams. And then when I ran into problems, and I ran into some big ones. You know how you old people say, I ain't got no problem bigger than my God? Well, I didn't. And even though it was times I felt like giving up, I still just, somehow, man, I remember all the scriptures my mother used to teach me when I was a little boy. They used to come tumbling back in my head. I was homeless, living in the car for 3 years. I just kept the faith, man. First of all, somebody sent me a plaque one time that I keep on my desk now. The plaque said, if you're going through hell, keep going. I mean, why would you stop there? You know, I was in hell, so why stop now? If you're going through hell, you should keep going. Because to stop now, you in hell, right? And so I've always had that mindset to, if God wakes you up again, and like every day he wakes you up, it's a sign from him that he ain't through with you yet. It's a sign from God that he has more to give you that you haven't received yet. So every day you wake up, I don't care what your situation is, you got to go, okay, wow, he got something else for me. Because the moment he's through with you, you ain't going to wake up. That's for real. And so as long as he woke me up, I kept saying, well, maybe today is the day. And I messed around and one of them days came. You don't have faith, man. I got to tell you, it's just, I don't even know how you're going to make it. I don't know what you're going to do, because when you get to them crossroads, what do? And you're going to have a lot of crossroads. Everybody that's on a mission in life to achieve a goal has a Deion Sanders, we were talking prime time one time. He said you have a turn back moment. Everybody on the way to where you're trying to get to, you have a decision that one day you can go forward or you turn back. The problem is the average person turns back from their dream. Like if you've had these like amazing dreams, but you just decided, well, you ever heard people say, well, I guess it wasn't the Lord's will. Wait. How do you know what the Lord's will was? You know, if God puts a vision in your head, it's because he has something for you.
The process is more important than the product. Because if the process is not comprehensive, the product will be fragile and broken. We race to the finished product, but we don't have a great appreciation for the process. I personally believe one of the reasons that it became difficult for Adam to withstand the temptation that Eve offered to him is that Adam was created grown. And anytime you are thrust into something without process, you lack the ability to be able to manage what has been given to you, because it is in fact the process itself that helps to teach you how to manage what has been given to you, thrust upon you. He was born a man. Being born a baby and evolving to a toddler and becoming a young person and ultimately going through adolescence is a part of your development that helps you to self-discover who you are. But to be shaped out of clay and blown a breath of life into and wake up a man and wake up a husband and wake up a father is a lot to thrust on somebody who was a lump of clay a moment ago. And yet there are some people in this room that will be thrust into areas that do not reflect your background. And it will be difficult to withstand the very thing you ask God to do, because you ask God for the product, not the process. And many times God will oblige you and allow you to have the product without the process, and you don't realize that it is in fact the process that prepares you to withstand the weight, the pain, and the agony of the product itself. It is better to enter into a thing gradually. So the first man, Adam, was born a man. The second man, Adam, was born of a virgin. And look at how much better he did with temptation, because he went through process. He was born of a virgin. He lived in a manger. He was wrapped in swaddling clothes. He confounded the doctors and lawyers at 12 years old. He drops out of sight for 18 years because real greatness must be incubated in isolation. I said real greatness must be incubated in isolation. You don't want the spotlight to hit you while you are yet evolving, because the critics will kill you before you become who God wants you to be. So sometimes God will hide your 18 years of confusion about who I am until you come to some conclusion about who you are, and then bring you back into the spotlight. It is not the mandrakes, it is not the milk and honey that I came to preach to you about. It is the significance of the wilderness, the isolation, the frustration, the murmuring, the complaining, the times that you feel like throwing up your hands and walking away. Those are the times that prepare you for the promised land. And if you don't have that preparation, you won't be able to fight off the Amorites, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Girgashites, and all the things that go along with what you have been placed into.
When you're working on a dream, at some point in time, a transition takes place. And the transition is what you are becoming in pursuit of the dream. Because even if you don't get the dream, you become such a strong and powerful person. It will so change your life. You can look at something else and say, well, I think I'll go do this then. Because you've now developed yourself in such confidence and such competence in how to deal in the arena of life that you can move into another area and not miss a beat. Once you begin to discover who you are, then you really realize how you have been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, including all the dimensions of your life. But you can only do that through the struggle of life. And most people avoid the struggle. Most people go through life avoiding pain. And when you go through life like that, something in you dies. Something in you that you never activate is lying dormant in there, that you never get a chance to call on because you have not challenged yourself. Somebody said the land of familiarity belongs to the dead. That most people like to feel like they're a king in the area of their comfort zone. They only want to do those things that they know how to do well. Osborne said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. So if you want to begin to grow, you've got to put something out here that you can't reach easily, that has got to make you stretch, got to make you jump for it, got to make you get back a little bit and dig in so that you can take a leap for it. And maybe you jump up there and you miss it and you skin your knees and you come back again and you bust your lip next time. But you keep on, and through that process, you learn how to leap higher. You start challenging yourself to dig deeper, and then you discover some things about you that you don't know right now. Some talents that you have in you that you didn't know that you can do. I started out just talking to kids, and now I'm speaking at corporations. Now I'm traveling. I didn't know I can do this, but had I not given myself a chance, and I'm saying to you, give yourself a chance. Here's something else. If you want to begin to make your stuff happen for you, I think that it's very important that you start trusting yourself. Listen to yourself. Listen to that still small voice within you. Don't try and make everything logical. There's some things about life that defies logic, that you just can't explain how the outcome is going to be. I think that's why Paul said you've got to learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. That once you begin to trust yourself and your ideas and your instincts, life takes on a whole new meaning, because now I want you to do that feeling that you are led. Just feel, I am led. See, there's some good out there for you in the universe that has your name on it, and nobody can get your good. It has your name on it. They can't take your stuff. It's your stuff. So when you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you, you don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You listen to your inner voice, and you always take the high road. There will be the tendency, the natural inclination to take the low road. You must resist that.
You see us after we arrived. You didn't see us when we struggled. So when you decide, I'm going to be like him, you're coming in at the end of the movie.
That's right.
You missed the first half of the struggle. You missed the days I couldn't feed my kids. You missed the day that I went out in the field and gathered apples to feed my kids. or use paper towels for diapers because I couldn't buy diapers. You came in later when you saw me on TV, and you want to leap over all of those no's to get to a yes. But it is the 400 no's that lady was talking about before the yes that makes you who you are. And when you get a no, you give up and say, this must not be it. That's not true. That woman got 399 no's before she got one yes. You have to have the resolve inside of yourself to resist the temptation to believe the detractors and to continue to believe the voice within. And why is that important? It is the strength you gain from your failures that make you strong enough to stand up to your success. If I wanted to really destroy you right now, real fast, real quick, I would give you my life right now and all that goes with it and all the 300 and so employees of my little company. I would give it all to you right now in a flash, and say, there, it's yours, take it. You know why that would be criminal? I didn't give you the struggle and the strife and the experience and the pain that created it. You wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't be able to stand it. It would be murderous to win too soon. Let me go biblical on you. The reason the prodigal son ended up in the hog pen is not that he didn't get what was his. It was that he got what was his too soon. And there is something to be respected about process. The process, the little steps that make a mile. It is not the destination. It is the things you learn along the way. It is the people who beguiled you and tricked you that make you wiser. Wisdom is made out of the stupid things you did before you got it. Don't miss it. That process is invaluable to you getting there. Does that mean that you have to be my age before you get there? Absolutely not. But it does mean that you don't go from thinking a thought to producing an idea without pain, no more than a woman goes from having sex to getting up in the morning with a baby in her arms. The gestation period is critical. Gestation creates formation.